Hey everybody, getting ready to do your live video for how to test papers. I've got some different papers here. Here we go. Now I can see, make sure I'm staying on the video and make sure that y'all can see what the heck I am doing. So I have 4 different papers here. Paper is, again, it's up to your preference of what you want to do, what you want to use. I've got 4 different types here. The 4 most common ones that people go to. I've got the Xpress from Copic. I've got Hammermill, which a lot of people use. I know Jen Dove likes to use this paper. I know Irina from La La Land Crafts likes to use the Express It paper. I personally use the Neenah Crest Solar White paper. I've got 2 different types here, and there's a reason for it. I am what you call a very heavy-handed colorist. I like my layers. I like things to look right. I'll go over stuff. And I just like it because it works best for me. I'm very heavy-handed. So I'm going to show you how to test your paper, figure out what you like, okay? So I've got 2 different types of ballpoint pen here. I have the needle tip and I have a metal tip. So you can decide which one you want to use. You can even do it with a pencil almost. So we're going to start with how to test your paper. Well, actually what I'll do is you can tell there's a difference in color between white. If you are a person that really wants it to be white, not off-white or anything like that, if you want it white. So there is a difference between the whites. There's a difference between smoothless. They're all smooth, but this one is ultra smooth. I mean, like super, almost satiny smooth. It's so smooth. The Hammermill is smooth as well, just not as smooth as the Express It. And same with the 80-pound Neenah Crest Solar White. It's also as smooth, but again, not as smooth as the Express It. There is a little bit of porousness there, a little bit of fibers. Okay, so this is 110. That you can hear. You can hear how thick that baby is. This is almost on the verge of being, it's thick enough to where it could be watercolor paper, but it's not as porous, and it doesn't have that much, but it is more porous than any of these. It's one of the reasons I really like this paper, because I layer stuff sometimes, and so it helps because it kind of soaks up that. You will see in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pen and I'm just going to put a little circle. I'm not pressing down hard or anything like that. I'm going to put a little circle in each one of these. Okay, all the circles are about the same size. Okay, I didn't press hard. I just drew a circle. All right. Then you're going to take a marker. I am going to use, let's see, we'll use V25. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to color inside this circle. Okay. Let's put a couple of layers in there. Okay. Let's just keep going. So the reason for this is you're going to see, number 1, does it bleed outside the line? Okay. And then you're also going to see on the back side how much it bleeds through on the back side. Okay, so this is the Express It paper. Now we're going to try the Hammermill. Now Hammermill you can get, and I'm going to do the same amount of layers. I'm going to color just the same as I did on the other one. And then I'm also going to show you what it does on copy paper. So if it doesn't bleed outside of the line of the ink pen, then it should be just fine to color on. So now you can see the difference of how much it comes through on the other side. Okay. Now we're going to do the Neenah Crest Solar White with the 80 pound. So when you draw your circle, make sure your circle is closed with the ink pen, okay? Because if it bleeds out of the ink pen on its own, and so far none of them are bleeding out. This one just, I mean, you can barely see on the Hammermill that it is bleeding out just a bit. So here's the Neenah. Here's the back side of all of them, okay? So now I'm going to do it on the 110 pound. Okay, and then I'm going to, let's see, did I bring, I don't think I grabbed my copy paper, so I'm going to have to grab that. Okay, so there is the Solar Crest, or Neenah's Crest Solar White. Hi, Angela. So now you can see the difference between all of them. This is the 80 pound Neenah. This is the Hammermill. This is the Xpress. And this is the Neenah 110 pound. You can even see the difference between, I'm just using the V25 right now so that everyone can see how to test their papers. So you can see the difference between all the papers. Whoops. Now I'm going to show you what it's like on just regular copy paper. Let me grab some. So this is just your run-of-the-mill, something you would stick through your printer. And I'm going to make a circle on here. And I'm going to color that in, just like I would the other stuff. Now, if you let it sit for a minute, it's going to bleed right through, number one. So you can see how much it bled through. Even the ink pen bled through. But it's going to start to bleed outside of the line here in a minute. So that's how you're going to test your paper. Now, for the paper that you choose, it is going to be a complete personal preference. When you see my coloring live or anything like that, it's going to be, if it's a stamped image, it's more than likely going to be the 110 pound. If I use the 80 pound, that is because I'm probably going to be using a digital image. So that's the reason why I use these two different white ones. I will go ahead and have links in the files section of the group so that you can all use whichever one you want. You can pick them out and I will put links there for whatever you would like to use. Okay, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. You guys know that I'm always here, and I will see you later. Bye.